श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री श्रीपाद वल्लभाय नमः। श्री 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 विठलानंद सरस्वती गुरुवे नमः। Chapter 6 Ravana and Gokarna Mahabaleshwar. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha, Sri Saraswatyai Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namadarak Swami, though Trimurti was Siddha, having yogic power to do and undo things, why did he visit different holy places and why did he prefer Gokarna to other places? What is the significance? Sri Siddha told like this: I am much delighted with your question and I am encouraged to narrate incidents from Sri Guru's life. Sripad Sri Vallabh reached Gokarna and on his way he made disciples and gave them divine advice. Gokarna is a sacred place of Sri Shiva and one of the 12 famous Jyotirlingas. Sri Ganesh founded here the original linga image of Shiva. It is known as Mahabaleshwar, the tale of which I shall narrate to you now. Ravana's mother, Kaikeya, wife of Pulasti, Manasputra of Brahma, was a great devotee of Shiva. She worshipped a new Shivalinga every day. One day, she could not get a new Shivalinga. Fearing that her vrat should be futile, she prepared an earthen linga and began to worship it with devotion. Seeing this, Ravana asked her what she was doing. She said that she was worshipping a Shivalinga. Ravana said, you being my mother, it is great misfortune that you should earthen Shivalinga. Well, what do you intend to achieve by this worship? Mother replied that thereby she will get a place in Kailasa, abode of Shiva after death. Thereupon Ravana said, why do you take so much troubles? I shall bring Kailas itself to you. Saying this, he went to Kailas and began to shake it violently with his 20 hands. He tried to lift it up. Due to this action of his, 7 patals were shaken. Shesh moved his hood. The tortoise began to tremble with fear. Amarpur, capital of Indra, the king of gods, and heaven were shaken. Parvati went to Sri Shiva with fear and said, what has happened to Kailas today? When everyone was distressed, how are you lying at ease? Please do something to check this calamity. Sri Shiva said to her, you need not be anxious. Ravana, one of my devotees, is playing a game. Parvati entreated, kindly protect the gods who terrified. Sri Shiva pressed Ravana's 10 heads and 20 hands underneath the Kailas. Finding himself in distress, Ravana uttered Shiva Shiva and further prayed, Sri Shiva, I have made a mistake. Forgive me. I seek your shelter. Kindly do not kill me. your devotee. Sri Shiva, who is very simple and kind, was pleased by his prayer, so he took him up from breath. Ravana then cut his head, turned his hands into violin. He attached his intestines to serve as musical wires. He then began to chant Samaveda and sing other ragas on the tune of this musical instrument. He praised Sri Shiva in 9 rasas and 36 ragas. Being much pleased by Ravana's performance at great personal sacrifice, Sri Shiva appeared before him and said, I am much pleased. Ask for whatever you desire. Ravana said, O God of gods, Lakshmi is my maid servant. I possess all the 8 treasures. Brahma is my priest, and all 33 crore gods are serving me day and night. The sun, the moon, the Varuna, and the wind also obey me. Agni, fire god, washes my clothes. Yama does not take away anybody without my permission. Indrajit is my son, and Kumbhakarna is my brother. Kamadhenu is at my doors. Now I have come to take away Kailasa with me, as my mother has accepted a vrat to worship you daily. Kindly fulfill my mother's desire. Kailasapati, Sri Shiva said, if your mother wishes to worship me, what is the necessity of taking Kailas to her? I shall give you Atmalinga, which will fulfill all her desires instantly. It is just like my soul. Saying this, he gave his Atmalinga to Ravana and said, after bath, place this at a holy place, reciting Rudra Sukta, and worship it with 108 lap recitation of a particular mantra. One who worships this linga continuously for 3 years will gain my powers. One who possesses this linga will live for eternity. One is relieved of any great sin simply with the sight of this linga. Do not place this on the ground till you reach Lanka. Taking the Atmalinga, Ravana at once started for Lanka. Narada Muni immediately approached Indra and said to him, how are you sitting idle? Ravana has become immoral. You will lose all your prominence. Sri Shiva has given him Atmalinga and has assured him that if he would worship it for 3 years with devotion, he will be Ishwar himself. How will you then rescue 33 crore of gods who are in his custody? Better you all be his slaves. Also send divine damsels like Urvashi, Rambha, Menaka, etc. to him. Being shocked, Indra requested Narada to advise what he would do. Narada asked him to go to Brahma. Siddhakriya Babaji Namaha Om Siddhakriya Babaji Namaha. Indra and Narada went to Brahma and narrated what had taken place. Then, accompanied by Indra and Narada, Brahma went to Sri Vishnu and requested him to advise some means to overcome this calamity. Sri Vishnu was enraged to hear this tale. He, with all others, immediately went to Sri Shiva. Sri Vishnu said to Sri Shiva, "What made you give Atmalinga to Ravana, the most wicked, who has made all the gods his captives? How do you bless such cruel person? Now he will conquer even heaven." Sri Shiva said, "I was extremely pleased with his devotion. He cut his head and hands and made a violin using his intestines as strings and sang Samaveda and other songs in different ragas. This time, if he had asked for Parvati, I would have given her even to him." Sri Vishnu said, "You give such blessings and the demons become impudent, and then we are troubled much as they harass the gods and Brahmins, and I have to descend on the earth. Well, tell me, when did you give the linga to Ravana?" Sri Shiva said, "I gave it to him only 2 hours before." Hearing this, Sri Vishnu immediately sent his Sudarshan Chakra to hide the sun and asked Narada to Ravana and induce him to linger on the way as he would like to observe evening Sandhya. Then he called Ganesh and said to him, "Ravana always brings obstacles in their undertakings. Ravana always disregards you. All bow to you first and you fulfill their desires, while those who speak ill of you, you bring obstacles in their undertakings." Ravana deceived Sri Shiva and has taken away from him the most valuable Atmalinga. So you should go to him in the form of a brahmachari boy, and winning his confidence, take the Atmalinga from him at sunset, when he would engage himself in the evening Sandhya, and place the linga on the earth. If you do so, the linga will remain there. Saying this, Sri Vishnu gave Ganesh various sweets, tripals, wood, coconut kernel, milk, ghee, sugar, etc. Narada had already proceeded. Ganesh followed him hurriedly. Narada approached Ravana and said, "I had just been to Kailas and knew that you pleased Sri Shiva by your hard penance and have brought his Atmalinga from him. You have obtained extraordinary power and strength due to this. This linga has great significance. Please let me see the linga. I shall explain to you all its qualities." As Ravana did not believe Narada, he showed him the linga from a distance. Narada asked, "Do you know when and how this linga came into existence This is a very interesting account. A black-skinned, bright deer having all fragrant things was lying in Brahmanda Khand. Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh once went there for hunting. They killed this deer and satisfied their hunger with its flesh. The deer had 3 horns on its head and 3 lingas below. Each one of them took 1 linga and preserved it as his Atmalinga. One who worships this for 3 years becomes Ishwar himself. The place where this linga is placed is like Kailash. Therefore Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh have great prominence over all other gods. Ravana interpreted, I have no time to listen to you, as I have to reach Lanka soon. Let me proceed further on my way. Narada said, this is evening time. You know the Vedas. You should act as prescribed by the Vedas. This is the time for evening Sandhya. Let us perform the same. Saying this, Narada went away for Sandhya. In the meantime, Ravana saw Ganesh in the form of Brahmachari boy who was plucking Durvas, a particular grass. Ravana thought that boy would not deceive him. Better observe Sandhya entrusting the linga to that boy. So thinking he approached Ganesh, who was afraid to see Ravana with 10 heads coming to him. But he began to run away. Ravana asked him, who are you? Who are your parents? Ganesh said, why are you inquiring? What does my father own you? Ravana smiled and said, don't be afraid of me. I am asking this only out of curiosity. Ganesh replied, I am the son of Sri Shiva. He has ash marks all over the body, has a necklace of Rudra beads around his neck, and bears her locks on his head. My mother is Parvati. My father rides a bull Nandi with my mother and begs for alms daily. Ravana said, your father is a pauper. He begs for alms from door to door. So it seems that you are unhappy at home. Inside, in a beautiful city Lanka, rich with magnificent buildings, gardens and other wealth, you live with me. I shall give you whatever you desire. Ganesh said, there are many Rakshasas in Lanka. They will devour me, a boy living in forest. Hence, I would not come to Lanka. I am hungry, and so I am eating these sweets. Ravana again entreated him to hold the linga in his hand till he observed Sandhya. Thereafter, Ganesh said with hesitation, I am an ignorant boy. I won't hold this linga in my hand as it may be heavy. Let me go to my place. Still Ravana persuaded him and induced Ganesh to hold the linga, and he proceeded to observe Sandhya on the seashore. Ganesh warned him, mind, as soon as I feel the linga heavy, I shall place it on the earth. Saying this, Ganesh took the linga and waited there. All the gods had gathered in the sky and were witnessing this event. When Ravana was offering arghyas, water ablutions to fire god. Ganesh called Ravana and said that he is fatigued and he should take this linga from him soon. Ravana made signs by hand and asked him to wait for a little more time. After a while, Ganesh again called Ravana and asked him to come immediately, as it was becoming unbearable for him to hold the linga. Ravana was meditating this time. Seeing that Ravana was not coming, Ganesh recollected Sri Vishnu's words and placed the linga on the ground in the presence of the gods in the sky. All the gods were greatly pleased to see this and showered flowers in the head of Ganesh in admiration. Soon after, Ravana returned and seeing that the linga was placed on the ground, he was much annoyed. He began to thrash Ganesh in wrath. Ravana tried his best with all his might to lift up the linga. The earth trembled, but the linga could not be shaken a bit. As Ravana tried to lift it up by screwing, it took the shape of an ear of the cow, and so it is known as Gokarna. And as Ravana exercised all his might to lift it up, it is called Mahabaleshwar. In despair, Ravana then went to the forest for hard penance. There are many other incidents signifying the greatness of this holy place. This is narrated in the Skanda Purana. Sri Dattaya Gurave Namaha, Sri Sripada Sri Vallabhaya Namaha, Sri Nrsimha Saraswati Namaha. Chapter 6 completed. Digambara, Digambara, Sripada Vallabha Digambara, 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 Avaduta Chintana Digambara, 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 Sripada Vallabha Digambara, 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 Avaduta Chintana Digambara. Sri Atriyaya Namaha. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Datta Gurave Namaha, Sri 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 Vittalananda Gurave Namaha. 7th chapter. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha, Sri Saraswati Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Saumini and Madayanti at Gokarna. Namadharak. Swami, will you tell me who were benefited by visiting this holy place of Gokarna? Sri Siddha told like this. Just listen. Formerly, there lived a brave king in the family of Ikshvaku. He knew all the Shastras. He was considerate, strong and kind. Once he went on hunting and seeing a demon like a flame of fire, he aimed an arrow and the demon fell on the ground senseless. The brother of the demon wept bitterly in grief. Before dying, the demon asked his brother to take revenge of his death. The brother approached the king in human form and sought his service and was engaged as a cook. On the anniversary day, the king had invited rishis like Vasishtha and others. When Vasishtha and others were seated on their seats, the new cook served human flesh in the place of Sri Vasishtha. Being enraged, Vasishtha cursed the king that he would become a Brahma Rakshas. The king was also annoyed to see that he was being cursed for no fault of his. He therefore took water in his hand and intended to curse Sri Vasishtha in return. Maharani Madayanti hastened to the king and entreated and prevented him from cursing his guru. She requested him to pray Vasishtha for Ushap blessing to nullify the effects of the curse. Being pacified, the poured water in his hands on his own feet, whereby after being a Brahmarakshas, he was called Kalamashpad. Madayanti bowed to Vasishtha and prayed for Ushap for the king. Vasishtha was also cooled by this time. He assured her that the king would attain human form and return from the forest on completion of 12 years. Kalmashpad lived in a dense forest. Once he saw a young Brahmin couple passing by. He clasped the Brahmin youth with the intention of devouring him. The young wife of the youth wept bitterly and requested Kalmashpad with folded hands, saying, "Kindly release my young husband who is well versed in Vedas and thus give me my Saubhagya. By doing this, you will add your virtues. Treat me as your daughter. If I beget a son, I shall give him your name." But the demon did not listen to her and killed the youth and ate his flesh. The wife of the youth collected the bones of her husband, arranged a pyre and set fire to it. Before burning herself in the same pyre, she cursed the demon, "You will die instantly when after 12 years you become king and touched your wife." The king returned to his city after 12 years. He told his wife Rani Madayanti all about the curse of the Brahmin's wife. Madayanti was much grieved to hear it. She exclaimed, "Even after staying in the forest in hardship for 12 years, you are not relieved of the evil effects of your evil actions. There is no son in our family. What should we do now?" The king called the old priest and told him, "I have killed a Brahmin when I was a demon and was staying in the forest. How can I be relieved of its evil effects?" The priest said, "You should visit all the holy places, and then all your sins will be wiped off. The king then started to visit all the holy places, one after the other. He performed sacrifices, gave money in charity, served meals to the Brahmins and the poor, and did other virtuous acts. Still, the sin of Brahmahatya followed him like a shadow. Accidentally, he met Gautam Muni. He bowed to the Muni respectfully. Gautam asked, "When you have your own state, kingdom, why are you wandering from place to place, and why are you so much worried?" This king told, "I have committed a Brahmahatya. I performed sacrifices and several vratas. I visited holy places and did virtuous acts. Yet I am not relieved of this sin. I am fortunate to see your holy self today," replied the king. Om Siddhakriya Babaji Namaha. Om Siddhakriya Babaji Namaha. Gautam said, "You need not worry. Sri Shiva will protect you. Sri Shiva will protect you. You should go to Gokarna to get rid of this sin." Mrityunjaya, the conqueror of death, Sri Shiva always stays there. Though the fire and the moon can do away with the darkness of the night, yet there is the necessity of the sun. Similarly, though your sins are not wiped off even after going to several holy places, still if you go to Gokarna, all your sins will be destroyed. Even if you have committed 1,000 Brahmahatyas, all will be destroyed and you shall become sinless. Even Vishnu and Brahmadev lived there for penance and their desires were fulfilled. Gokarna is like Kailas and Sri Shiva stays there. At the instance of Sri Vishnu, Sri Ganesh installed this Shivalinga. All the gods, demons, rishis, munis, siddhas live and worship Sri Shiva, and thereby they attain all the four vows, Purusharthas, with the blessing of Sri Shiva. Brahma, Vishnu, Kartavirya, Vinayak, Durga and others have also installed lingas here, known after their names. All waters here holy. This is thus the most important holy place. In Kruta Yuga, this linga was white. In Treta, it became red. In Dwapara Yuga, yellow. And in the Kali Yuga, it has become black. The root of this linga is in the Sapta Patal below. Even with the sight of this linga, one is relieved of the sins of Brahmahatya, gets one's desires fulfilled, and after death one attains salvation. The devotees staying here go to Kailas in the end. One should bathe and offer charities on Sunday, Monday and Wednesday. It is virtuous to worship here on Vyatipat, Makara Sankrant, and Mahashivratri days. Bholenath Shiva passes judgment over all our actions. In the month of Magha, if one observes fast on the Shivaratri day and offers bale leaf to Shiva, there Shivalinga, one's entrance in the heaven is ensured. Gautam Muni further said, so many have been benefited by visiting Gokarna. I myself have witnessed a most wonderful incident when I had been to the place. When I was sitting under a tree, I saw a leper Sudra woman. She was without food the whole day. All her body was affected and pus and germs were seen all over. She had lost her teeth and had no clothes on her body. Being a widow, her head was shaved and she was much troubled due to midday hot sun. She sat under a tree being tired and soon died. Shiva Dutas came there with a divine place to take her to the Kailas. While living with the Sudra, she ate flesh. She ate flesh and took wine daily. One day she killed a calf thinking it to be a lamb and reserved its head for the next day. When it was time for milking the cow, she looked for the calf and she came to know that by mistake she had killed it. In grief, she uttered the words Shiva, Shiva, and what a great sin I have committed unknowingly. Fearing the wrath of her husband, she buried the head, flesh and bones of the calf and told people that her calf was taken away by a tiger. When she died, Yamadutas took her to the Yamapuri and placed her in hell. She suffered tortures and was again born as a Sudra woman. She was ugly, black and blind. Her parents cared for her for some time and afterwards she begged for her food. She was an orphan without any shelter. She developed leprosy and in course of time she grew old. Many people were going to Gokarna on Mahashivratri day expecting to get good alms. She also followed them. It being a fast day, nobody offered her food. In joke, someone placed bay leaf in her hand. Knowing that it was not eatable, she threw it away, which by chance fell on the Shivalinga, and thus she had the credit of worshipping Shiva in that dark night. This pleased Sri Shiva, and hence we have come to take her to Shivaloka. Shivadutas sprinkled nectar on her body, and soon she looked like a heavenly woman. She was then taken to Shivalok. Hearing this, the king was delighted. He went to Gokarna and was relieved of all his sins. Gokarna has great significance. Hence, Sripada Srivallabh had also been there and stayed there for 3 years. Sri Dattaya Gurave Namaha, Sri Sripada Srivallabhaya Namaha, Sri Nrsimha Saraswatya Namaha. Chapter 7 completed. Digambara, Digambara, Sripada Vallabha Digambara, 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 Sripada Vallabha Digambara, 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 Sripada Vallabha Digambara,
దిగంబరా దిగంబరా శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబరా 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 అవధూత చింతన దిగంబరా 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 శ్రీపాద వల్లభ దిగంబరా 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 అవధూత చింతన దిగంబరా. श्री सच्चिदानंद समर्थ सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. अवधूत चिंतन श्री गुरुदेव दत्ता.